What's up, guys? Welcome to the first episode of Fuck. I fucked it up already. Okay, I gotta do it fun. What's up, guys? Welcome to the first episode of Team Radio with the Bros. My name's Jack Dannenhauer. That's my brother, Will Dannenhauer. Will, how the hell are you today?
Dude, I'm doing all right. It's a rainy day here and it was a rainy day on the track. So,
Very rainy day. Very
yeah.
boring. At moments, it was like, fucking hell. Like, we have to sit here through another safety car. You know what I'm saying? It was quite a bit. Like, the first, I think I had it written down over here. Like, I think so. There's one,
Well, there are also
two,
so many like
three.
temporary flags though. It
Oh
would literally
yeah.
go up for like 30 seconds.
The worst part about it was it was just yellow, and then you're like, okay, are we gonna be slowing down in a second?
Yeah.
And then it's just back to green. And it was tough because it was like it felt like every two laps somebody was getting knocked out. You know what I
hmm
mean? Which was unfortunate. Both the racing bulls got out pretty early. Antonelli unfortunately fucked
Yeah.
his car. Who else? Bortoletto, I believe, unless I'm
hmm
incorrect.
Colapinto.
Yeah, Colapinto didn't even make it like a lap, I don't think.
Yuki basically didn't finish.
Yuki didn't do jack shit. Like,
I mean, he
God.
did. Give him credit. He finished it, but
Yeah, and then you got a 10-second penalty for fucking
yeah.
smoking Ocon, sending him to the gates of hell, I think, if I remember correctly.
My bad. I
Uh,
didn't even ask how you were. How are you?
I'm doing good, bro. Doing good. Excited to get this rolling.
Same.
This is a very fun project that we're starting, and let's go ahead and talk about why we're doing this. Main thing I'll ask you, Will, is why are you wanting to start this podcast? And then if you want to ask me the same after, feel free.
I think just because of like recently my ignited love for the sport, but also specifically like knowing the American crowd is not the size that we want it to be and that it could be, you
Mm-hmm.
know. I think also like us being brothers and being newly into it, like we have this like excitement, and so we want our American, I mean all the fans, but specifically American fans to really feel like they can have identity and like follow us, but also follow the sport. So, but also you, we bullshit around all the time, so let's just have fun while we're doing it.
Yeah, I'll continue with you there. Just to give you guys a little background on me and Will. So, of course, we're brothers. I'm 1 year older than him. So essentially, when Will spawned up in the world, I was just there. And so, like, we've just known each other from pretty much day one. You know what I'm saying? So, it's one of those things like us being like away from each other, not getting to see each other every day. We're still on the phone a lot, and it's one of those
Yep.
things like we're always still having a good time, checking in on each other, joking around. There's sometimes we'll go 2 minutes without saying anything and then just be
Yep.
right back on it. You know what I
Well, we
mean?
are already like calling each other before,
Hmm.
after the races and
Yeah,
like following up on it.
getting
Um,
opinions, what you thought, like.
especially with Max and George and that whole situation.
Yeah, and
And
fucking the first race must be the water. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
no,
Like,
seriously, thought we were at your friend's house,
mhm.
and I didn't realize like what team rate like the actual radio messages were. I didn't realize like it was live, and so when they were talking to him, everybody was laughing, but I didn't understand what the hell was going on.
Yeah,
But then a week later, I go to see all the memes and everything, and I'm like, oh, there's like a whole lore behind this. I didn't
yeah.
realize like,
Especially
it's
with
like
Leclerc,
this.
especially with Charles. Like
And
it's
I just
just.
love how brutal it is.
Mhm. Yeah,
So,
I hear you. I'll also add to it, like what you're, just to reiterate what you were saying. I think it's one of those things like we already talk enough about the sport, so it's like why not record it, get it on there, like
hmm
get it on somewhere. You know what I mean?
hmm
And it's also one of those things we just get another opportunity to speak, but also in I guess a semi-professional manner each week with
yeah.
like things we want to talk about, race reviews, maybe race predictions, things of that nature. But we've both kind of are new F1 fans, so I hope you guys can bear with us as we continue to learn about the sport, continue to understand, continue to go back, watch old races. You know what I mean? Especially with the
hmm
summer break coming up, it would definitely be an opportunity for us to catch up on a couple classics, if you will. But
We're
with
gonna
that being,
sound like morons because we
yeah,
are morons.
we're we are dipshits,
Yep.
but we gotta love it because it's just
Yep.
kind of our energy. I don't
Yep.
think either of us take life too seriously most of the time,
hmm
only when it really requires it, which is
Yep.
about 5%. Uh,
Yep. Like Yuki's driving.
yeah, yeah. We start off semi-professional, how he
Yep.
did. Got a couple
Yep.
points the first couple races.
And at his home race, right? Is where he
Yeah,
debuted, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
literally. With 1 week of practice, not even a couple FP1s.
He still looks like he's only had 1 week of practice.
Yeah, hey, fuck off. But I'm gonna ask Will, what kind of got you into F1? What was like the reason you kind of fell in love with it? Being like kind of your first year, like hard following it. All right, let me
Yep.
re-say that. So, cut, 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 fucking cut. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and ask you,
Yep.
what is like a reason you love F1? What's the reason you've gained a passion for it?
Yep.
What's the reason you have a heart on for it? You know what I'm saying? That you wake up every day and think about Lewis Hamilton and Charles
Yeah, well,
Leclerc.
my Instagram definitely thinks I do.
Oh God.
Dude, that's all it is. It's also partially my fault for like following a ton of the like troll meme
Oh,
pages.
dude, and that's the
And then
best.
now it's like everywhere.
That's the best part about F1 too, is the
Yep.
memes. You know what I'm saying, and everything like that.
Yep.
But I guess to dive a little deeper, like when you first started getting into it this year, what was something that sold you on it? I know like you chose Ferrari kind of early on
Hmm.
to be a fan. Like maybe what was the reasoning behind that?
Now, is
Um,
this, do you want me to say before or after I binged Drive to Survive?
I mean, you could say before.
It's before.
Yeah, because then you could just. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
gathering your love to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I think the first time, because you had invited me, I wasn't even in person with you or with anybody. You had invited me to watch it on Discord.
Hmm.
And
With some friends, right?
yeah, like, and but I think it was man, was it Bahrain? I think it was
No,
Bahrain.
it was first one was Australia, because it
No,
was
I'm saying the one that I watched.
it might have been, but I
I
thought you
think it
were
was
up for Australia.
I might have been. I
But
can't
it
remember.
was so
It
early
was
on.
my
Yeah,
first race, so I don't
yeah,
even
yeah.
remember like,
You didn't know what was happening.
Yeah, yeah.
You're like
It's like,
I guess it must be the water. You know what I'm
well, and no,
saying?
and then when
Like,
I you literally, and then when I saw like all the intros for the players, I was like,
mhm.
what the hell is this? Like, I don't know.
Oh, bro.
And there, that was something that's like, okay, this is like legit. I just jumped right into it. I think after seeing like the speeds and like it showing like all the different like what's it called, like tire ages and how many laps they've done
G-force and
and
stuff like that.
G-force, yeah, and showing like miles per hour and everything. That was
Because we're
something that really
American.
hooked me. I love the like ongoing commentary, like the
Hmm.
live commentary. Just it's even in their voices, like it's dramatic. And so also I think there were two or three crashes when I first watched. So like obviously that gets you hooked, but at the same time, I've gone from loving like how hectic it was to actually like loving the drama behind it and everything. Not to mention the fashion and the lore behind it and like how competitive it is, all the money put into it, but the big thing, oh yeah, that really got me into it is I like looked up via like YouTube and all these different pages. What is F1? Why is it popular? Big thing that stuck out to me is like the massive science experiment that it actually is,
Hmm.
where you're getting this massive flow of cash in, but teams nearly go bankrupt at the end.
Yeah,
Like so
because you have to
after
use
all
every
this,
penny. You literally have to
yeah,
use every penny.
oh yeah. I didn't understand the like importance of constructors and like why the hell would they have that? Aren't we like, drivers? Isn't that who
Yeah.
should be focused on? So
Hmm.
I just love the scientific experiment behind it, how all the cars are differently designed, but there's regulations. I fell into it at the end of this new like cars regulation because next year, of course, we're going to the new one. My love for it now, I think it's going to get even better next year, but the fast pace environment that it is, cutthroat, also like it's international. In America with the NFL and the NBA, like your predictions of what's going to happen is pretty accurate
Hmm.
versus like, we have Nico Hulkenberg, who what was he, 17th or
Yeah, he
18th?
started 19th on the
Oh,
grid today.
19th.
I think it's the most positions gained since Max Verstappen at Brazil last year, because he started P17 to P1, and I
Dear
think
God.
P19 to P3. Yeah,
Dude, and he
I would
deserved
think.
it, bro.
Oh fuck yeah.
And then, oh my gosh, something something that pissed me off. Of course, like I'm a Ferrari fan. I'm not a huge McLaren lover.
Hmm.
Um,
I mean, especially it being your first season and seeing a
yeah,
dominant
and just
season
seeing them
from yeah.
dominate, but something that just pissed me off was seeing that Oscar and Lando not spraying Hulkenberg.
Oh,
Like,
I
what in the
know,
world? They like
bro.
ignored him. Max, the first thing he did was go over to him and be like,
And he
"Hey,
dapped him up
like
as soon as he
greatness
got out of the
recognizes
car.
greatness."
Yeah,
Like,
he was like,
And
bro,
I'm
that was a
like,
credible drive out of you. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
and
Like,
like at the same time, yeah, they're both younger drivers, but Lando especially, Lando should have known to go over there and be like, "Yo, congrats," you know?
and I'll say if Max or Lewis or Fernando or any of the
Hmm.
veterans were on there who have driven with Hulkenberg, Nico a little bit,
Hmm.
um, I think they would have absolutely dumped the whole bottle on him. And it kind of felt. I'm not gonna sit here and say it was a McLaren party up there, but it definitely felt like it, especially with like I understand Lando should get the praise because it's what I
Hmm.
mean, his home race, his first run he's ever won. Uh, I mean, despite it being off the back of an Oscar Piastri 10-second penalty because he was doing some unsafe
Which
shit.
was deserved. I
I
mean, like,
yeah, yeah.
obviously you got to cut the speed down and you got to get realigned in formation, but at the same time, it's like, bro, you're going so fast, it's wet. You should have known to just hit the brakes a little bit first instead of just slamming right then and there, because that could have been that could have put both of them out of the race so easily.
Somebody said it earlier in my group chat. It was kind of interesting. They were like, well, 10 seconds is BS because Max rammed into George and only got a 10-second penalty. And I'm like, fair.
Hmm.
However, Oscars was definitely not safe. And if you think
Yeah.
otherwise, you're just being biased. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I think
Um,
even if they did crash into each other, I think it still would have been 10 seconds. That just depends if the car was able to finish or not. He gets a Vecna. No, he gets a Vic. No, bro.
where's the
No,
clock?
actually low key. Max is kind of Vecna.
His energy.
You could tell how he became the villain, you know?
Uh, but
Yep.
all to say, was an interesting race today. A
Hmm.
lot of action. Now,
Hmm.
was it so much, pass with DRS, next, straight away gets passed with DRS? Not too much, but there was definitely some action. There was definitely
Yep.
some cool moments. Like even Max overtook, I think it was Gasly at the last turn,
Hmm.
like one of the last laps, and things like that, where it was like very like Lewis had a couple. Lewis had that sick one where he went down
Yeah.
the outside to get past. I think it was Ocon and George Russell. You know what I'm talking
Yep.
about? Where he just flew by, gained two
Hmm.
positions back immediately. So there was moments, no doubt, no doubt. But I
Yeah.
mean, I
Well,
guess it.
also the call at the beginning, like when they all the races come in, the safety car start.
Yeah.
And them all being like, why don't we all pit? Like,
Hmm.
I understand that. I think Mercedes was the only team to do both drivers, but because obviously Hamilton stayed out and Leclerc went in, which I don't even want to get started on Ferrari's race tactics
Strategy,
there.
yeah.
I
Good
mean, because
strat.
you have the like Leclerc doesn't like the car, but also at the same time they keep having disagreements with the strategy.
Hmm.
Like, come on, bro. Pick a plan, stick to it. You haven't seen the F1 movie yet, and obviously we'll do another episode at some point on that, but
Hmm.
my goodness. Yeah, getting back into it. Like for me, yep, it's just the excitement of the sport and that you just can't really predict what's gonna happen. Like a Nico Hulkenberg
Podium.
podiuming on like he didn't even make Q2, so it's like
Bro's
things like
always had
that
to
make me
drive.
excited.
Bro's always had to drive like worse cars. You know what I
Yep,
mean? He's even had poles at moments like that he shouldn't have had.
yep.
So it's cool to see him get one, but like just moments like that all the time. You know what I mean? Like next
Hmm.
weekend, Fernando Alonso could win out of nowhere. We have no idea. But now is that the most likely? Probably not. Granted, how his radio went earlier, where
Hmm.
he's like, "What is this?" Like kind of like
Yep.
always with you guys. But I don't know.
Gosh.
Uh,
Something like if you're a newer F1 fan, a Grand Prix, that's one of my favorite things about the sport is the fact that it's not just like, here's one event to watch. There's three practices, a free practice. And those are all to like let them get a feel for how their car is going to be on the track. Um, and discuss different strategies and how are they going to use their tires. So you have that, and then you have qualifying, and then they put it into Q3, Q2, Q1. That's where everything gets interesting. And
oh,
so that's
100%.
why it's like you see a Hulkenberg down in seven, as you said, 19.
Yeah, he was started P19.
And then there's tracks where like Monza, right? Like you're getting what, two spots up, if that, like
Hmm.
your best track, like,
Oh, you're lucky to gain a position at times.
I'm not Monza, yeah, Monaco, sorry, my
Yeah, yeah,
bad.
yeah. No, you're good. You're good. I guess to kind of jump into like why I love
Yeah, yeah,
F1.
tell me.
A couple years back, I went to a bachelor party in Vegas, and it just so happened that the guy couldn't do it the weekend before, and we had to push it back one weekend. The bachelor. So we wanted to make
He's
sure we.
married now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We wanted to make sure. Um, we accommodated to him, of course, because it's his fucking party. So, anyways, we're looking up stuff to do while we're there. You know what I mean? Things that are going on. And it was the first Las Vegas Grand Prix. It was in 2022. Now we didn't get to go like watch the race or watch like any free practice or anything, but there was definitely like moments where, like when we went down to the strip, I think it was Friday night, right? Yeah,
Mm.
because qualifying, we got to see a little bit of their like runs. We didn't get to see too many too many cars go by, but just seeing how fast they go by and the pressure in your chest when there's a vibration, like it's so like it feels weird
Hmm.
almost because it's like you feel it in your soul, if that makes
Yeah,
sense.
it's like
Like
the first concert you go to where that bass is like boom, like you can
yeah,
feel it.
it's just hitting you square in the mouth. But all to say, like that was I was immediately interested. So from then on, I think I watched like a couple videos. I think MKBHD on YouTube, he posted one that was really informational.
Hold on. Can we just talk about the fact that you got into F1 because you accidentally showed up to the Las Vegas Grand Prix?
The first one.
That's
I know, I know. At least the first one of like this, what's it called, era. I think they've done one before or something,
hmm.
but this is like their new one. You know what I mean? Going down the strip and everything
Yep.
like that with the sphere.
Yeah.
Uh, but all to say, it was definitely cool to watch because I mean, we weren't in person to watch it, but we all decided to watch it at a casino.
Hmm.
And there, I mean, it was everybody was intrigued. You know what I'm saying? And interested.
Yep.
Like not everyone knew what was happening, but just because of it being in Vegas, everyone was like, "This is cool." They're racing on the strip at
Yep.
you know 200 plus kilometers per hour or miles per hour rather.
Where'd they put the pits there? Is it on the strip?
They have like I want to say, yeah, it's like some little. It's like when you go down, or not on the strip. The main straight isn't the strip. It's kind of like one
Yeah.
of the side streets. But
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
they have
where it starts.
yeah they have like a paddock over there.
Yeah.
Um, however, it was really cool getting to watch like just interesting content around
Hmm.
F1 at the time. And what really sold me on it was it's like it really is a science fair, like you were saying. It's
Hmm.
it's 20 or not 20 teams. It's 10 teams, 20 drivers. Next year 11, 22. It's Cadillac joining, which will be fun. We'll see
Yep.
how that goes. New regulations and such, but
The tush maybe joining.
literally. But with that being said, it was just cool to see not only is there drivers, but there's a constructors. And the more I've thought about it, the thing that separates it, I guess, from other sports, which at times like I found annoying, but I've gained like love over it.
Yep.
Um, where it's like when you're watching, like your favorite NFL team, if they're having a bad season, you only have to watch them. You don't have to watch the other NFL games.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if your driver's having a shit day, you have to
Yeah.
watch you have to watch people perform
Yeah,
well.
actually, that's a great point because it's like it's not just two teams and
Yeah.
you're following all these different, like, where am I at in the standings and everything. Every weekend, it's right there in your face with every single competitor
Yeah.
and every team. Let's put all these super fast, massive, go-kart slash car things
Literally.
and then see what happens.
hmm
So,
Especially with like I don't know, DRS and things like that, right?
hmm.
And then you have like the weather. Now say what you want about street circuits. I know that's a controversial topic because a lot of
Oh,
the
dude, I love it.
drivers
I love it.
a lot of the drivers would prefer, like dedicated circuits, but I don't know. I think Las Vegas is like as close to a dedicated circuit, I guess, as
Yeah.
you can get with one. I think it's wide enough to make moves. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
There's some very long straights, like things like that. But then you have tracks like Monaco, which are historic and cool.
Hmm.
However, they definitely need probably to rework it or just
Yep.
keep decreasing the car size.
Yeah, something that I know that they were like on certain turns that they were thinking about making them a little bit wider or maybe figuring out a way to do a longer straight in a way. I was listening to, I can't remember what podcast it was or I would shout them out, but they're talking about how like it might have been Race F1. I can't
hmm
remember. There's been an attempt to make a track in Indiana.
Oh, really?
Hmm. Because that's where the Indy like 500 is at,
Yeah,
right?
it is. It's in Indianapolis, the Motor Speedway or whatever.
Yeah. So, I know that they were trying to build a track out there, but a lot of the problems with that for people who don't know is that you make very little profit in this industry.
hmm
And so you have to be able to prove that the money that's going to be spent around will attract people and will actually have a turnout that'll produce some sort of profit, basically be worth it,
Yeah. I
So,
mean, I think if you look at like Miami and like COTA, like the Circuit of the Americas in Austin, both
hmm
of those tracks do really well attendance-wise, from what I'm
hmm
aware of. At least this year's Miami did. We have yet to see COTA, but generally speaking, those stands are full, especially with it being in Texas. You know what I mean? I feel like anybody's
Yep.
going to be down. It's Central U.S., so it's like it's literally encouraging fans from all over the country to go. I want to also touch on we are very American centered in this. We're not
Yep.
so much. Now, we would love an international audience. However, we understand that we are American and we are not the brightest. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to F1, we don't know everything. We're not going to sit here and, talk about all the stats that you see. You know what I mean? Like they're gaining 7/10 here. Or 7/10 is crazy, but like, 7 millis on turn 3 and turn 9, right?
Yep.
We're over here more looking at it from I guess a conceptual side rather than analytical,
hmm
which is fun in a sense. But I guess the main question is like, do Americans even like F1? But like I was saying, I mean, you're bringing up Indiana and potentially they were looking at maybe building a track. Now I don't know how far into that they've gotten, but I know with Drive to Survive starting back in like what was it, 2018, 2019, and then
I think it might have been 2017, but
okay, that could be true too. With the three Grand Prix now a year, and then the new F1 movie, we just
hmm
think that it makes sense for us to try to not only cultivate somewhat of a new audience
Yep.
that's interested, but also just introduce them to a sport in a way that me and you both have found a love for it, right?
hmm
Because it's really our first season like fully watching. Like last year, I was more casually, like
Yep.
waking up, catching the highlights. Last year was not as dominant as the 2023 season, and I misspoke earlier about Las Vegas. It was definitely 2023 when the first one was. I said 2022,
Oh, gotcha.
because that was a season max, 19 race wins. Is that unheard of? Who knows? But put Max Verstappen in a McLaren. I swear. Oh my god, you're not
Dude, oh my
shifting
God.
like me. You know what I'm
Dude,
saying? Like,
that's something we're gonna have to like, oh my God, that's a whole conversation in and of itself.
oh, 100%.
But
But all to say, um, with 2024 being like a really competitive season, I
hmm
think it kind of just encouraged me to continue to follow it. And this off season, I was just really digesting content on around
Yep.
F1,
Yep.
around Liam Lawson joining Red Bull. That worked for 2 races. Uh, Shut the fuck up. But like things like that, right? And
Yep.
it's the off season's not super long. It goes throughout the entire year. It's fun. Like now, is it every weekend? No, but some months you're gonna have 3 of the 4 weeks you're gonna have races, or you're
Well,
gonna
it
have
makes
triple
sense
headers.
because
Like things like that.
in America, you have to think of, you have those like, what's it called?
Time zones
Time zones. And like an international, you got completely different times of the day, like 8 hour differences, sometimes
compared to
12.
America, yeah.
Yeah, you have to let the drivers get adapted to that,
And it's
and
also a lot of traveling on them. You know what I'm
yep,
saying? Like
their circadian rhythms and everything.
it's a whole nother topic we could talk about, but
hmm
people like to say, F1's trying to go carbon neutral. However, we're jumping from fucking we went to Canada
hmm
to Spain. Like why not go Canada, south and go
Yep.
to
Yeah, yeah,
America
yeah.
and then go to Mexico? You know what I'm
Like
saying? Like
like regional ones.
yeah, like let's,
That way it's like, hey, there's a triple header,
yeah,
you know.
cuz if you're trying to truly go carbon net neutral, which is again is another topic.
Well, okay, so just to hit on that for a second,
Mhm.
one of the drivers had talked about like they brought him in an interview, giving them opinions on the carbon neutral
Mhm.
stuff, right? The driver said, I'm not so worried about our cars as I am all the traveling
Yeah.
that is like putting those emissions out into the air. And like, we don't have to talk about freaking emissions and all that
No, but like
shit.
it's true though. Like that's something like there's definitely some content around that. Like
Yep.
what would be the ideal schedule for not only temperatures, because you can't go to Qatar and Bahrain and Saudi
hmm
Arabia and they're dead
hmm
of their summer because the car's tires are literally gonna melt off. Um,
Yep.
but and it's already like there's plenty of times where it's very hot in those cars, but then you
hmm
increase the temperature around that, and it's just you're asking for dehydration, you're asking for
Yep.
passing out. Like
Yep.
that's why they weigh them. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like because it's For one, for to make sure their car is not underweight, but also two, for I guess safety. All to say, do you want to talk any more about the British Grand Prix?
No, just congrats to Nico, bro.
Yeah, for
Like
real.
that's huge accomplishment, and kind of sad that there wasn't more of like a celebration
The
around
fans got
that.
hype for him though. The fans definitely
Yeah.
got
Oh
hype,
yeah.
which is like worth, but not.
Yep.
You would expect one and two to
Yep.
celebrate number threes or P
Yep.
threes first pole or not first pole first podium, right?
Hmm.
Um, but it just didn't happen that way. Say what you want about McLaren, but I think it also could be blown a little bit out of proportion.
Hmm.
Just because the two of them are up there, of course they're going to celebrate more together.
Yep.
But the
Well,
fact that
also
he
you gotta
wasn't sprayed is crazy work. That is
no, and that's
insane.
that what's crazy to me is it makes sense for Oscar to not be as thrilled for him just because he doesn't understand yet, right? He's not 5 years in
Yeah.
even. So this is his third or second year?
Yeah, I think he started. Here, let's take a look. I'm pretty sure it's 2021 or 2022.
Yep. But
Um,
I mean, it's just the fact of like you should have respect towards that. There's that kind of like pride that sneaks in of like you're so young and you're winning podiums like that so fast because of your car.
mhm.
And like, yeah, of course, both those drivers, Lando and Oscar, have experienced hard years, but at the same time, it's like, bro, you got a guy who's been in the sport, found some way in hell to
He literally
get a
retired.
seat.
He literally
Yeah,
retired at one point and came back just due to like lack of I guess with Kevin Magnussen and things like
gotcha.
that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he retired. I think it was only for like a year or two.
Gotcha.
But he's back now. But it's happy to see and congratulations to him. But what I was saying earlier, Oscar has only been racing for 2023, 2024, 22. This is his third season, and don't get me wrong, great driver, but he's
Hmm.
taking advantage of the opportunity of having the fastest car, and it's
Yeah, he
undoubted.
should, as you should. I mean,
Oh yeah,
that's something that's like
and that's
that's
cool.
what.
That's cool. You'd rather it just be that than just Lando
Yep.
dominating. You know what I mean? Like,
Because in theory, you should, if you have the fastest car and you have someone leading the World Drivers' Championship by the amount that they are,
hmm
both of your cars should be in one, like should be podiuming
hmm
or getting a podium.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I guess is that a verb?
It is
Podiuming.
now.
Anyways,
Podiuming. I like it.
podiumman. Whatever. No, but then that was the whole thing with Red Bull for so many years, and that's why I understand Christian Horner wanting to be like, okay, Liam Lawson, 2 races, not what we want. Okay, put a new guy in, but it's like, dude, give him some time to get used to the car.
No, exactly. And for the longest time, everyone was shitting on Checo that he was checked
Yep.
out, old. And then Liam comes in, can't even get the damn tractor out of Q1. Maybe he did one his last time, but he didn't do great in the race. And
Yep.
Yuki's been struggling hard, and Yuki's not as bad. He was at least looking good in the Racing
Hmm.
Bulls last season, and then this one or in V Carb
Hmm.
or whatever.
You know, if you have the fastest car, you have the fastest car, and you should be able to pull off podiums
Yeah,
more than any other person. So, all that besides your teammate, of course. All that being said, that is another reason as to why I love F1 because you're like, that should make sense and that should add up. But
it
then
doesn't.
you got the Yukis and
Hey,
the
but this car is definitely proving to be very challenging to drive, even for Max, right? I mean, we can touch on that on another topic, unless you have something else you want to get off your
nope,
chest. Uh,
that's it.
but if you don't have anything else, I guess we can just kind of give a little outro. We've been talking about this for a little bit, and we've gone back and forth on names, and ironically enough, we didn't settle on a name till like I think almost like 11 p.m. last night.
Yep.
But we've been like brainstorming and deciding between the ones we liked the most, right? But I would say welcome to Team Radio with the Bros, right?
Yep.
It's two brothers. We're American, which I know to a lot of other countries it's like, oh, cool. You know what I'm saying? But to Americans, it might be a
Yeah.
little more centered towards
I don't
them.
know about oh cool. Maybe
But
oh.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I
Yeah.
mean, cool isn't ironic because they don't fuck with us.
Yeah.
But with the sport growing, we think it's going to be a ton of fun, right? Just to
Hmm.
continue to talk about it as well as introduce people and give little hot takes as well as go with new segments. I mean, we have the summer break coming up, so we're definitely going to be brainstorming, but also content we want to produce. And
Yep.
this is the first episode, like we said, so we're going to
Yep.
just continue to get better and better at this. So I hope you guys stay along for the journey. But without being said, You have any closing statements, Will, or can we?
Yeah, I mean, we just want to be able to learn why, the fans learn also. So
Mm-hmm.
hopefully being able to put into perspective the American side of how we see things.
Because what the hell is a
And
kilometer? You know what I'm saying?
yeah, like
Like,
what and yeah.
what's a meter? You know what I'm saying? Like, so if you're like,
Meter,
he
how do
breaks
you know?
150, he breaks 150 meters ahead. It's like, all right, bro. Like, what is that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
yep.
what's the conversion
I
here?
wonder when they like started adding miles per hour instead of,
That's a
you
good
know,
question.
kilometers per hour.
Because there's definitely, I mean, I guess there's some countries. Are there any other countries in America
Yeah,
that
there's
use?
like maybe two or three. I could be wrong. I don't
Yeah,
know. We're
it's okay.
not
We're American.
we're
You know
not
what I'm
this
saying?
yeah.
We're
Yeah.
ignorant as fuck. Like,
Yeah. We don't
uh,
have to say that we're from the South, but we are from the South.
yeah,
And that might be the
exactly.
only time we ever mention it. So if you listen to this first episode,
We
they'll know that
bear with
we're
us, right?
we're rednecks.
We're with the red mock neck on.
Hey, oh, that's probably not
No, fire though.
any better.
I like it.
But
Um, but I'll have to
hey,
say,
shout out to you though. You got me this.
hey, I did.
Hmm.
However, we want to continue. You know what I'm saying? We don't just want to stop at one merch piece. You know what I'm saying? We want to
Yep.
keep it running. But yeah, guys. So welcome to Team Radio with the Bros. Again, my name's Jack. That's Will. We're really looking forward to this journey, and we hope you guys enjoy as we continue to learn. And I'm not saying we're going to be teachers, but we'll do our best. What we learn, pass it on to you guys, as well as, of course, new things are going to happen, right? Like how is Oscar getting the same penalty Max did when Max deliberately hit George, right?
Because
But at
it's
the same,
illegal.
right? You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's something that hasn't been done though.
Yep.
Hasn't been really penalized for before, so it's something new. But with that being said, we're just gonna have fun. Me and my brother talking about F1.
Oh, last thing for me. If you don't have F1 25 and you have a PS5 or a PC, do
Or
that.
Xbox.
I
Get that
am
shit.
broke and I do not have a gaming system, but I will get there.
Soon.
Yeah. God
Soon.
willing, I'll be able to
God
afford
willing.
it.
Absolutely, brother.
Maybe eventually we can get some Patreons that could help out with
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. But for the time being, we're gonna continue pushing.
GoFundMe for
Go fund me
Will's
in the
Will's PS5.
arms. But we really do appreciate you guys watching, tuning in, and again, we're really looking forward to this. I hope you guys stay along for the journey. But with further ado, I'm gonna say thank you guys so much for tuning in to the maiden episode, the inaugural episode of Team Radio with the Bros. Um,
The baby episode, the
literally,
newborn.
literally newborn
Hmm.
infantry.
Yep.
Infantry's military. But all to say, appreciate you guys. Hope you guys have a good week, and we will see you guys soon. Until next
Bye.
time, take care. That,
Peace.
that's a Drake album.